Okay, for this next demonstration, I thought it might be easier to show you a diagram of the lock and cancel valve. These are the same two lock and cancel valves. One is in the play position, one is in the rewind position. In the play position, the play valve is activated. And since it's not connected to anything, it just stays on. But the question is, why does it stay on? Now, when the player system is in operation, when the Nickelodeon or Orchestrion or whatever is in operation, the play port, and the rewind port on the music roll on the tracker bar are closed, and they stay closed until a perforation comes along and tells the valves to change state. So initially, as I explained in a previous video, when you first turn the system on, the system goes into the play mode, okay, which is with this valve activated. And the reason that it stays on, the reason that this valve stays on, even though the play port is closed, is because it's receiving atmosphere from this valve, from the rewind valve, via this line right here, which has a bleed in it. There's a little tiny bleed cup right there, which I'll show you when I show you the actual device. There's a bleed cup in line, and so the bleed comes in through here and allows allows atmosphere to come into this pouch well, and because there's vacuum above it, the yellow is vacuum, the blue is atmosphere. Because of the fact that there's vacuum here and atmosphere here, the pouch rises and the valve is in the on position. And it stays that way until the rewind port opens up. And when the rewind port opens up, it allows atmosphere to come in here, and that changes the state of this valve. But once that happens, once the valve changes state, then vacuum finds its way back down along this same line over here through the bleed. So now we have atmosphere in here, atmosphere, and of course this port here down here, that's closed, but the vacuum finds its way down along here, and then it goes into the underside of the pouch in the pouch well. And since there's vacuum above the pouch and below the pouch relaxes. But why does it stay on? It stays on because of the fact that this vacuum is coming in here, and at the same time, once this valve changes state, now there's atmosphere. Now there's atmosphere in this side of the valve, and the atmosphere finds its way back through the bleed and into the chamber here, into the pouch well. So now we've got atmosphere coming in here to keep this valve in the on position. And it'll stay in that on position until the rewind, or until the play port opens up at the very end of the rewind cycle. So one of the questions that was asked was, well, how does the, why does the signal from the rewind port overpower the signal that's coming from the vacuum side? In other words, just before the rewind port opens and the valve is still in the play position, we've got vacuum coming in here and keeping this valve relaxed. But at the moment that the rewind port opens up, we've got atmosphere here. Well, this valve hasn't actually changed state yet, so there's vacuum on this side, or looking at it from another point of view, while this valve is still on, and this valve is going to come on, there's vacuum in here that's trying to keep the pouch relaxed, but there's atmosphere coming in here to to inflate the pouch. So why is it that these don't just cancel out? Well, the reason that it is that this bleed down here is at least 6 times smaller in diameter than the hole in the tracker bar right here. So it provides, the tracker bar signal provides a stronger signal than the vacuum, which is coming from over here, the vacuum that would be coming up through here. So this just overpowers, just like it would in a regular valve. When the tracker bar hole opens on a regular valve, regular valves also have bleeds, but at the moment that the tracker bar hole opens, the signal coming into the pouch well overpowers that little bit of vacuum that would normally be coming through the bleed, and the pouch inflates. And then at the end of the rewind cycle, of course, now the rewind perforation is gone, and so what's holding the pouch in the on position is the atmosphere that's coming up, that's now that this valve has changed state, that the atmosphere that's coming through here is what's keeping this valve on, keeping it locked on until the plate perforation comes along again. And when the plate perforation comes along again, it overpowers the vacuum signal, which is right here. It overpowers the vacuum signal coming down in here to keep it off, and the pouch inflates, turns the valve on, and the cycle repeats itself. So here we have the assembly again, and what I've done is I've added another vacuum gauge on here. If I can get it to stand up straight. Maybe we'll back out a little bit here. There we go. And we'll turn this on. And you can see that the vacuum now is coming through here. This is connected to this chamber. This chamber right here, that's this chamber right here. Okay? And this right here is this line right here. You can see that this right here is this right here, and this line right here is this line right here. And you can see that this line right here is going over to here, and this line right here, I don't know if I'm probably not in frame here. You probably can't see that. Okay. I'll show you this line first. I'll show you this line right here. Okay. That's this line right here. And this is going up to the pouch in the rewind valve. And this is going up to the pouch